Fast trackers, how are you? Got a coffee machine for Christmas. My beautiful gave me a coffee machine for Christmas, and I haven't. Yeah. Hello to all the Aussies that are up at 6:15 in the morning. Yay! It's dark out there. And hello to all my friends around the world. Man, have I got some great comments through the week. I've got all this stuff here. I could spend the whole half hour just reading out all these emails. It's fantastic. Must be doing something right and connecting with people, and that's and motivating them with their piano. Piano is a wonderful thing to be able to do. When everything else falls apart around you, there's always the piano. Hello, Peter from Hungary. Lovely to hear from you. Friends! When I was a kid, I used to play that. I thought I made that up. I can remember sitting down and just playing that. I thought I'd made it up. Beethoven made it up. Maybe someone played it before him too, who knows? Music's out there. Sometimes we grab it, sometimes people don't notice it. We were playing in a jazz band yesterday afternoon. Fantastic place over at Bondi. Beautiful beach out there, and we had a lot of people out in the balcony enjoying the afternoon. I'm not sure how many were actually listening to the music. That doesn't matter. But sometimes you notice it, and sometimes you don't. But that little piece, I used to muck around when I was a kid, as I said, and I can still remember it because I'm a little bit older than a kid now. Even though the piano can keep you young, yeah? Keeps you very young. Look at all these emails. Look at them all. Cherie, are you there? Okay, let's try a few out. Where's Roddy? Let's go through it. Oh, this is a good one from Nancy. Nancy, are you there? Nancy has on the bottom of every one of her emails, it's okay to start over. The earth does it every day. That's nice, isn't it? Yeah. So, don't get too worked up about not progressing as fast as you'd like. Man, I was doing something. I was doing a song yesterday, and it gets really fast towards the end, and something like that. And after playing for 3 minutes before that bit, my fingers weren't quite as flexible as I was hoping they'd be, and I'm playing live in front of an audience there, and I know it's a continual battle. All the professionals would have the same thing. There's always room for improvement. You ask any of the tennis champions, any of the golf champions, there's never the end. So it's about attitude, really. It's about attitude. Rupert Murdoch must have a lot of money. He doesn't look that happy, but he may be happy. But how much do you need? It's about attitude to what you've got. So once upon a time, I was happy doing this, and that's all I wanted to do. I used to love it. I just sit down and do that when I was about 14 or 15 at the piano. I hadn't had piano lessons till I was about 16. And then one day my mum said, Daryl, would you like to have piano lessons? And I said, why? I'm playing, aren't I? I thought that was it. If I was enjoying what I was doing, that's all that matters. I didn't realise that you were supposed to achieve all these other things, like be able to play the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven and all the Mozart and all that stuff. That the idea is just to keep getting better and better and all that sort of stuff. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Depends on our own personality. I mean, there's plenty of people out there who are just happy to play. That's hard. Left-hand business. Yeah. So I wouldn't get too hooked up about it. I'm going to give you some ideas on how to practice. Young Russ is a bit worried. Young Russ is a bit worried about his slow progress. He's on today. Give him a big hug, eh? A big piano hug from all his piano friends around the world. Where is it? Where's the Russ email? It's here somewhere. Oh, rightio. Forward progress is slow. Where should I put my efforts? Or should I just put it on hold or just forget about it? Geez, it's so easy to give up, isn't it? It really is. I'm going to play golf again today. How many times have I thought that I'm going to give that game away? You got to remember the good times. Most of it is just enjoyable, right? And then you get to that little bit there where you just duff it. You're the same old rotten shot or whatever it was. And you've either got to do something about it or just let it go or, not worry about it. So, but we're all here because we are worrying about it. We actually want to get a little bit better, don't we? So here's a few tricks. I've written a whole bunch of practice techniques down here. Eh? Okay. Rightio. But before we do, bit more Boogie Woogie. Hey, there's a classic ending. Hey, wouldn't you like to learn that? That's a good ending for Boogie Woogie. I'll show it to you. Here we go. You ready? G, C, yeah? And you go G, C, G. And then you do F sharp, C, F sharp. Yeah? And then you go F, C, F. So this guy creeps down. Then you finish on E. Just one. So it's G, C, G, F sharp, C, F sharp, F, C, F, E. As I'm teaching this, I'm thinking about France in her snowstorm. She sent me an email through the week about she got caught in a snowstorm in a truck in over in Arizona somewhere. I hope she's all right now. So here's the ending to Boogie Woogie. Here we go. G. It's just one ending you can do. So if you speed that up a little bit. Great finger technique, Daryl. Just using my pointer fingers. Now, there's something more. You play a wrong note. You play C sharp. Then you play the right one. Okay, so we got. Whoops. Tension, release. Sounds a little bit like Buddy Holly's That'll Be the Day, doesn't it? Well, that'll be the day when you make me sigh. It'll be the day When you make me cry, the day you're gonna leave, I'm gonna decide, well, that'll be the day when I die. Now, instead of playing C sharp to C at the end, you can play a big fat chord. You can play a big fat C sharp chord. Here it is. Woo! C sharp, F, G sharp, and B. Then you play the right chord. C7, C, C, E, G, B flat. It's called C7 because that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes above C. Now I was going to show you some practice techniques. Rightio, number 1, make a checklist. Make a checklist. What do you really want to achieve? Maybe you could have a long-term goal. By Christmas, I'd like to be able to play 2 really good pieces for the family at Christmas. Maybe that's a long-term goal. You can have a short-term goal. By the end of this week, I would like to be able to play the first 4 bars of Boogie Woogie number 6. Yeah? And just do that. Don't try and do any more than that. Just do that and get really good at it. Another little tip is to just do a little each day. Some people are doing an hour a day. Well, that if you enjoy it, why not? I like to... You know what? I couldn't play Boogie Woogie once. I used to play it like this. That's all I could do. But it got embarrassing because I had people who came to my studio who wanted me to teach to them Boogie Woogie, yeah? And I really couldn't play it. So I had to teach myself. Now, I didn't sit down for hours and do it. I have a lot of students that come through here, and what the young ones, what happens is when they pass a piece, I'd play a little bit of Boogie Woogie while they went over to the coffee table. Coffee. Went over to the coffee table to get a coloured pen out of the coffee cup on there. Their favourite colour for the week. There's a whole bunch of textures in there. They bring it back to the piano and I draw a little picture for them. Now that would take about, 45 seconds maybe. In that 45 seconds, I'd practice. And if I did that with all my students, I'd do that, say, 5 times a day because of the different students who'd pass songs, and I'd do that for 5 days a week, so that's 25 times. 25 times a week, I would practice that. And over a period of months, guess what happened? I got better. So, a little each day. How about the ending again? C sharp 7. Hey, that's a good one, friends. Before you go to sleep, repeat yourself, I'm a pianist. I like it. Getting a bit personal here. About 1986, I was going through a bit of a tough time, and I would go to sleep saying, there's someone somewhere out there for me. And I'd chant that before I go to sleep. Well, let's not exaggerate things. It might have been for a month or so. Guess what happened? She's downstairs. That was 33 years ago, and I wrote a song called "Somewhere, Somewhere for Me." How did it go? Playing it in the wrong key. Put me on the spot. Never mind. Getting back to... Well, that's a good one, France. That's a good one. You have a positive attitude and all that, and visualize. Creative visualization. Here's another one. If you find that you can't play something like this, just can't get it. Well, slow down. It's just totally against us as humans, isn't it? We want it and we want it now. McDonald's has made $1 billion out of people wanting it and getting it now. But if you want the really good stuff, you got to wait for it. It's got to be, looked after. The food's got to be selected properly. It's got to be looked after, and all the bits and pieces, just the good bits, cooked just right and served up, and there it is. You got to wait for it. So when you're practicing the piano, you got to wait for it a little bit too. So the best way to do it is just to slow down, add a little bit of time. So there's 5 notes, right? Instead of just trying to play all 5 of them, making a mess of it, just get the first 2 and use the correct fingers. Then add the next one. Get it 3 times in a row right. 3 times in a row right. Then move on. If you can't get it 3 times in a row right, then you're playing it too fast. Okay? Here's the ending again. At the bottom of... can you do that? Just wriggle the hell out of it. You got to put your foot on the pedal. Should see my socks today. It was dark, so I just grabbed them out of the drawer, and I had no idea that they were this quite romantic socks. They got hearts on them. I don't know if you can see that. Cute. Hope it helps my golf game. Yes, it will help my golf game. My word. Okay. Now, so you put your foot on the pedal, and you got these notes: C, C, E, G, B flat. Play and wriggle. Then hit. That's a great ending, isn't it? So you go. There's one more thing you can add to that, but I'll show you in a minute. Getting back to the practice tips. Short bursts. Yeah, well, I just told you about that. Rather than sitting down for hours and practicing, if you want to do it for practice for hours, that's great. People who live in cold climates, here in Australia, the temperatures, it's good for outdoors. People love to go outdoors when it's a nice day. And here in Australia, well, we haven't had rain for ages until the last couple of weeks. So people tend to, it's more of an outdoor culture. There's no pianos outdoors. So maybe there's not so many great piano players from Australia. That's a gross generalisation, of course. But if you're in cold climates, you don't particularly want to go outside if it's freezing and the snow's 10 foot high, and you stay indoors and really get into something like your piano practice. So fair enough. Another thing is I never close the lid. Never close the lid on the piano. Always have it open. So you always play something, Play something, Right, that's a little arrangement of Blackbird, the Beatles song that we're learning for our little jazz band, and I'm making it up as we go along, and I couldn't do that a week ago, didn't have that much, now I do, so we're gradually adding little bits at a time. Yep. Another thing is sometimes family members get a little bit upset because you practicing the piano so much, and it's intruding on their watching TV or something like that. Headphones! Get your headphones on, okay? Okay, what else have we got here? Brenda. Oh, I should show you the classroom. I got some new people. How about that? We've got Manuel up there. Now, I know Manuel couldn't tune in today, but he's been right into the stuff on my website, so that's great. Good on you. Hello, Manuel. I'll see you later. And Nancy. There's Nancy. Great shot of her sitting there at the piano. Fantastic. Right next to, well, no, not next to. There's young Russ over there. I wonder if Cherie's there. Cherie had a question about accidentals. I don't know if you can see this. This is from Ave Maria. Ave Maria is a beautiful tune. Of course, it's on my website in the song shop. It's probably one of the hardest of all. It continually changes. The chords change all the time, and the melody doesn't repeat that much. She was asking something about notes that aren't there. That G sharp. What's that G sharp doing there? Well, it's there because the composer wanted it there, okay? The only rule in music is if it sounds right or sounds good to you, that's it. Now, obviously, some things sound good to you and don't sound good to others. Like this chord that I play at the end of Boogie Woogie. Some people might say, hey, I don't want none of that. It depends on the context, though, you know. See? In that context, it doesn't sound too bad. Now, this G sharp here is not in the key of G major. The piece of music is in the key of G major. So there's only one sharp, F sharp. But guess what? Composers break the rules all the time. Of course they do. And this has got a G sharp in it. So, what? Yeah, it's there. But it sounds good when you play it with the left hand. Let's see if I can play it here. Not so good. But that's because you haven't heard the bars before it. But it does sound good. It's called an accidental or a chromatic note. So it's a note that's not in part of the key. Now, one thing you should know is if that's a G sharp there and you had another G in that bar, it would automatically be a G sharp as well. That sharp sign lasts for the whole bar. Yes. Here's another one down the bottom here. I hope you can see it. G sharp. If there was another G here somewhere, see there's the bar line. If there was another G here somewhere, it would be a G sharp as well. You don't have to put a sharp sign in front of every one. If it's there, it's also over here. And then at the bar line, all bets are off. It's all over. All over Red Rover. Here's the ending again. No, you don't, Tricia. Okay. Oh, I'm not, look. I'm knocked out by the people that I look in here. There's no one. There's no one here. It's just me and my imagination, and imagining new people out there. And I've been doing this a long time. The first video I put on YouTube was in 2007, and I gave it a go right at the start of YouTube, and lost interest, and then everybody else got into it, and I've only got back into it again the last 2 or 3 years, and the feedback I'm getting now is wonderful. And as I grow older as a teacher and a musician, it's nice to share these things. And here's another thing that I'm sharing with you. There's a program that I've developed with a good friend of mine, Samantha. It's called Scale Up Piano. And if you go to the Fast Track Piano website, at the bottom, there's a red dot. There's a red dot at the bottom. And during February, I deal with C major. Yep. And the chords that are common to C major. Now, somebody asked about the family of chords. Yeah, well, there's all sorts of different families that we have, and in music we have families as well. In C major, we've got the C major family of chords: C, D minor, E minor, F, G, and A minor. You could say B diminished as well, but it's a bit of an outcast. I've got something about it. Nobody ever really uses it. It's very rare. Okay, so you've got chords 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that is in every key. In G major, it's, oh, you got to watch out for the black note, etc. In A flat major, it's. Now, if your eyes are glazing over, it's because you're so used to just playing in C major. And there's nothing wrong with that. If all you want to do is play songs in C major or G major and F major where there's only one black note, Nothing wrong with that, as long as you're enjoying it. If you want to take your music a little bit further than that and play in other keys, then look at this scale up program. Red dot at the bottom. Go to fasttrackpiano.com and you got the whole of C major there for free to try out. There's a lot of activities there. Learning to improvise in C major, yeah. Doing simple little pop songs in C major. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Do boogie, and nothing but a hound dog. You know, there's pop songs there for you in C major as well. Give it a try. Stephen McGivern's done it. Is Stephen there? Steve? G'day, Cherie. You find it tiring playing the piano sometimes? Well, just give it a rest, Cherie. Go and do something else. You know, I've got an endless list on the board over there of things that I'm supposed to cross off. You know, we've all got this list business, and never ends. As soon as you cross one off, another two turn up, and so in the end, you've got to do something else just to break away from all that stuff. One of the things I do is play golf. So if you're doing a project on the computer and your brain is just going, oh, I've had enough of this. I'm lucky because I've got the piano in the same room. Turn around, play some piano. Oh, yeah. You don't have to play a whole piece. You can just dabble, you know? Just muck around. I call them meditations, and I've got a few meditations on there. I think Nancy found one through the week. I'm running out of time. I've only got 3 minutes left. Here's an email from Brenda. Brenda says, I have 2 Labradors, and every day when I sat down to play, both dogs would come and lay next to me at the piano. Isn't that beautiful? Woo! Now, I've got a friend whose dog goes, woo! Whenever they play the saxophone. It makes it very difficult for her to rehearse. So I don't know whether Molly likes the song or is just carrying on and doesn't like it. It hurts their ears or something. I'm not sure. My yellow Labrador absolutely loved the sound of the piano, especially the upper notes. I mean, how good is the piano? I'm going to get an instrument that doesn't sound so good straight away. Anybody who's mastered this instrument has my total respect. Okay, trumpet. Piano, all you got to do is put your finger on it. And it sounds good. Trumpet, nah. You actually got to put your mouth on here. And then you got to go like that. Like that. And hopefully a sound comes out here. Let's try it. Yes. Now, sometimes it takes weeks before you get that. Next thing you got to do is try and make a really long note with it and just keep it going. Then you got to change notes by doing this, letting air through extra little tubes so you get a different set of notes. Let's find out. Okay, I sound a bit rough. That's because I don't practice. That is a hard instrument. Piano. Man, all you can do is put your fingers on it and it sounds wonderful. See, it sounds even better when you put your foot on the pedal. So when you're climbing Mount Everest, don't forget to look at the view, you know? It's not all about achieving these wonderful things by playing all these pieces and ticking boxes. Just enjoy the nourishment of the meal. And anybody can do that. You just put your foot on the pedal and play any white notes. And if you're thinking to yourself while you're doing that, what am I doing this for? Then you're not there. You just got to pretend you're wandering around in some forest. Let your imagination run free. And then you can find the real beauty of the sound of the instrument. And then apply it to a song that you're learning. We've got to finish up. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Now, if you would like a discount, yes, go to the song shop. The song shop, I've got 100 songs there. 100 songs there for you to learn. Usually they're $10. You can have them for $5 for the next 5 minutes. For the next 5 minutes. So it's only for the people on the live show. You can go to the donate button in the top right-hand corner of the website, fasttrackpiano.com. Donate button, top right-hand corner. Look at the song shop and go, hey, Daryl, I want to do Born Free, level 2. Here's my $5. Love the stuff. See you next week. Okay, and don't forget to check out the red dot at the bottom of the page as well. Lovely to see your emails. I do read them, and it's lovely to hear from you all. I hope you have a beautiful day. See ya. Oh, Manuel, you made it. Yes. You got that blues ending, folks? Wish me well at golf today, hey? See ya.